Hey, a great Wednesday, great Thursday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. And no, this is not a repeat show.
Nope.
It's not one of those reruns. It's not one of those. We went back and you're watching. It's actually October the 5th, 2023, at 9 o'clock in the evening.
And I got peer pressured into this.
I don't consider it was peer pressure. I mean, I think I put up a very, very good argument.
No, I thought we were talking about dinner. Wait, hang on.
Huh?
Hang on. Somebody wants to come and say hi real quick.
Patricia Alejandro.
What up, dog?
Angelica.
He makes the best cotton candy in the world.
Thank you.
Yes, and she won't be able to show up anymore.
Why?
It takes up too much. How should I say it?
Sugar?
I have a lot of precious time in my life, and other things to do. But if you want to donate, feel free.
No, I don't. But the cotton candy was really good. I actually
glad.
liked it. I ate the whole. I mean,
years ago.
you saw that I ate the whole thing.
Yeah. Kathy, can we hear you yet or no? No. No audio. All I saw was, oh my God, something audio.
Good evening. Good evening.
And Asma, where are your cats?
I just saw one of them walking by.
Chema. They're coming. They're huge. Let me tell you.
Is someone coming to help you?
Oh, I see that one right there.
This one?
Yeah. The other way.
Oh, he's eating.
Oh, is that Chema?
That's Chema.
Where's Emma?
Emma.
Are you in your office?
Yeah, I'm at the office actually.
Why is it so clean?
Yeah.
I actually have assistants now at the office,
More?
Damn.
and I also have a Sharky.
Can I get your signature?
Hey,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
sell it.
and sell it. We're gonna get started on risky business. I don't want you to hear. He's too young still.
Oh,
I don't.
he's gonna go take a poop. That's what he's gonna
No.
go do.
Deuces.
But is Kathy gonna get somebody to help her with the audio?
She's trying. Hola,
Is it
Chi.
yes.
Hola, best trio. Hey Maggie, it's been a while.
Keep seeing if you can say something, Kathy. Every once in a while, see if we'll tell you you're in.
La live Eddie model.
Hijo de su que me cae.
Maggie, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm in a different room. This is my fabric that I've been buying, and by fabric I mean what that I heard. Did she say?
No, can't hear everything. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, it's all the tablecloths and sheets I was buying at the thrift.
Why do you buy those? Just to have them, just in case of emergency, or are you making the wreath from them, or some other stuff?
No, I'm gonna make bags out of them. I just haven't had a chance to set up my sewing machine.
Well,
So-
I mean, you spend all day on social media. I mean, you post like every 20, 30 minutes. It's crazy because one of the things I think that you would make fun of me is for I'm always posting and posting and posting, and you became an Osmo.
It's kind of scary. I don't post every day, all the time.
Oh, Maggie, every day, Maggie.
Not. Hey, did someone get? Hey Ben, so did someone get Renee on the show? Is he watching? Did someone make sure he's watching?
Trust me, he watches. Especially because
I love that, dear Renee, that you did.
Oh,
Kathy, they're saying for you to try restarting your system.
Just get out and restart.
All right.
I'm glad she's
So
in.
don't be so rude. Hey, Miss Lucy.
Let me say, one of the things that I shared this morning, I don't know if you should watch this morning's show. You probably someone told you, but I got into it a little bit with Yasmin and stuff like that. I said, this is part of the problem, guys. We got to stop doing this little separate but together type of situation. It's not going to work unless we all come together and figure out some type of medium to where we're all still working together. Because look, I one of the things, and I shared with you, the deer and everything, they're Some of them are great. Some of them are like a little bit less on the great, but it's okay. One of the things that I think that is important, one of the things that you've done is you've kept a lot of these people entertained, because I get a lot of comments from people like, "Oh my God, I'm just waiting for Maggie to put a deer in anything, and I'm laughing my ass off," which is great.
Because
But
I'm funny, right?
sometimes
See, you're so rude. That's
I'm,
why.
I'm being true, and I got bitched at about that this morning. I'm being truthful. Would you
No,
rather someone say
actually,
like, "You're
no,
amazing"?
actually, I don't care really what you think. I mean,
Oh, yes, you do. You know you do. Come on.
no, for the most part, I really don't.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
you've been rude. You've been rude on the show, and
I've
people
always, Maggie, but I've okay.
and
And
people
I,
got their feelings hurt for me, and I'm like, it
but
bothers me.
Maggie,
Like this
I'm
much.
always rude. I mean, I've been rude to you since even before you on the show. I was going like, "What the hell is this woman out there saying, doing?" And then you came on the show, and I was even more rude to you. But I wasn't rude, like, and I explained it this morning. I wish you would watch the show, damn it. I wouldn't have to explain again. But it's like I treat my sisters and my family. I mean, it's just me.
Oh,
But
I know. So, yeah, it's the way I get along with my brother. So it kind of
yeah,
doesn't
it's
bother
like,
me.
and you know, Gabi,
Oh,
you
fun
know,
is fun.
you know, Gabi, you know, Claudia, same way. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So I kind of don't get my feelings hurt, but I did hear that you were calling my dear Renee dumb. I'm like, okay.
Some of them were pretty dumb. I mean, and not dumb. I mean, again, they were entertaining because, and look, and this is one of the things that I appreciate, because you didn't get rid of a lot of my people that with the BISD things, but I think that they were like being fed by, and I continue to be fed by your doing anything, which I think is important, because a lot of times it's okay to feed, the fish and out there, feed them, feed them, feed them. But
But I'm not feeding anybody. All I want to do is bring attention to the stupid stuff that is being done at BISD.
100%.
Believe me, I'd
But
rather
but you're
not be online.
but you're feeding them in the sense that they want that constant feedback on it, and again, a lot of it just takes a lot of my time, because
Mhm,
it's a crap load. I mean, let me tell you, and you
mhm.
post a lot per day, so it's just, some of the stuff, again, I even comment on some of the stuff because I think I find it entertaining. Some of them is a little bit like,
Hey, Sharky.
hey, like Sharky, like, oh, Renee, I don't know. Some of them are kind of weird. I should have made a list of the ones that, but for the most
You made
part,
a list?
I should have. But
Oh,
no, let me say,
fair enough.
and I say
Fair
it because,
enough.
but it's important because there's the both of them. You see them?
The cat. Oh, she walked away.
Well, anyway, you can tell her later that they were both on and she missed it. But it's important because it keeps them amazed. What I hope is that we make them responsible, suffice to say, it's not enough just to come on Maggie's
Mhm.
Dear Renee Craps and my on lives. It's not enough. You've
Your
got
online craps.
my online craps. Yeah. You've got to come on. You've got to get ready. You've
Oh,
got to start making those lists.
but
of-
and I agree with you because okay, so Erasmo and I bumped into each other Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And so was that when we started talking? No. We hadn't talked to each other in a while.
You call me every time you have a question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I use you. Please.
Well,
I'll be the first one to admit it. I use
that's right.
Erasmo when I need help.
That's why I went through a mental breakdown. It's your fault.
Whatever.
I'm just used.
But then we started shooting the shit. We got on the phone the other day and we started talking. And I like really, yeah, he is. Mo, how's Mo been doing?
Mo looks like Brandon Fraser,
The early Brandon Fraser or the late Brandon Fraser?
the one that came out. And I said it this morning, and someone got all like pissy. The one that came out in The Whale.
You're rude.
Look, he looks like Brandon Fraser.
But not that big because the Brandon Fraser in The Whale was big. You look like the
Brandon Fraser.
in the middle, but yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah, you see?
You kind of do, Mo, and because I'm a Brandon Fraser
And
fan.
look at the ocean in the back and everything.
No, oh yeah, that's right.
Come on.
If you've got the cheeks and the smile, Mo, I think you do.
Look, and I said it. I think Mo's handsome. I don't care if he's chunky. I think he's a handsome guy. I've had a crush on Mo since he wasn't a chunky guy. I still do. He's
Oh,
chunky.
did you ever get a crush on me?
Who, me?
Yeah,
No, not really. Because again, I saw you more like my sister than
because I'm kind of butch according to everybody. So
no, yeah, but I mean, I saw you kind of more, kind of like incest or something. Like, Like it's someone tells me, "Oh, your sister's beautiful." I'm going like, "Yeah, okay, you're telling me this. Why should I care if my sister's beautiful or not?" So kind of like that kind of crap. But Mo, I mean, I'd make out with Mo
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
right now.
I'm sure you would. Call him. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm with you on this one, Erasmo. Like I'm totally with you on this one. Yeah, rude is one thing, and the other thing is the truth. And he's rude, not the truth. But I kind of agree with you on this one. Hey, no better, do better. Yes, absolutely. And I've gotten messages where people are thanking me, and I'm like, you know what? All I want you to do is go and vote.
But it's not
And
enough.
people who message me know this, that I will always say this. Thank you. And I'm not back.
It's not enough that they go out and vote, Maggie. They have to start making the lists of everyone that they know that is a registered voter, and those that are turning 18. They've got to make those lists. They got to make sure that they call them once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. They got to go knock on some doors around their neighborhood while they're doing their
And say
fat,
why.
their
And say
fat,
why.
their fat people exercise or
And say why.
Zumba. Huh?
And tell them why.
Exactamente.
Because the other team is
that
rude.
that is the only way that it's going to work. And I've been saying this for years. You have to become a part of the electoral process. If you're not a part of the electoral process, they will win all the time, Maggie. Because again, something that happened to Carlos, and we'll talk about that in a bit on Tuesday. You know, he got the short end of the stick because they have the money, Maggie. They have the money.
Because they have the lawyer pay. They're paying for the lawyer, or what?
Because they have the money. Think of it. When they came after me, and again, I have the knowledge, and this is what I was trying to say at the meeting. Kathy knows, I know, Lucy Longoria knows. We've lived it. We've been on the inside. A lot of the people that do the commenting, oh, cheers, that, and this is what you should do, guys. You haven't been on the inside. We've lived it. The difference with them and with me is that they came at me with a $500 million budget. And they did everything they could. They censored me or censor whatever, because everyone's out there fighting for the words. It doesn't matter what the word is and if it was misused or not misused. It's what they did to him because they could. Not that he got censored, because he still gets to vote. He's still a board member, but the abuse of power. But the concept, the idea in their mind that they can do anything they want because they're in the fore. Now, Maggie, who's to blame? We are. We are, because we didn't do enough. We don't go out and knock on doors. We don't go vote.
Pero calmado. But here's calmado. I'm just like saying, calm down. But here's the thing. Is one of the things, hey Sally, one of the things that you've done that's made a mistake is you're rude to me and I'm like blow you off because whatever, right? Ooh, Melida, I still need to go pick up the Girl Scout cookies. I've been driving around with $20 in my pocket. Oh wait, no wait, this one, the other way.
She's rude.
He's rude. I still want the Girl Scouts, Melida. Ain't no shame in my game. I will eat them whenever. Who's crying my penis?
A commissioner.
A city or county?
City commissioner.
Oh, that's right. And you know what? I was thinking about that. I didn't remember all the commissioners the other day. Hey Juan, how you doing? I haven't been on here in a minute either. Tonight's my last night. You got lucky, Juan. Okay, so here's the thing though, is you are very rude. Some people,
to everyone. Read to everyone.
Everybody. Some people don't mind it. Other people do. And when you started calling teachers stupid, you lost a whole bunch of people.
Well, they are stupid. And again,
they're not. No, they're not.
Maggie, let me tell you again. I'm going to say this again.
No, you're wrong.
Because this is part of the problem. They're used to everyone out there kissing their ass. I'm not going to be out there kissing anybody's ass. Maggie, let me tell you this. The teachers, just the teachers. I'm not even going to go into all the BISD district. Think about this. All the teachers out there, they have the power to swing every single election here locally. Just the teachers. Maggie, then why do we have a corrupt four?
Because there's too much apathy or people don't take the time.
So what is that smart? Is that bright? Is that
No,
brilliant?
it's not that though. And someone else messaged me and said it. It's you get so run down. Can we hear you?
Yes. Can
Yes.
you hear him? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just
Yeah.
say this. You get so run down. And don't interrupt me. Let me say
No, I'm hearing.
okay. You get so run down as a teacher, as an educator, and as a paraprofessional that you get to the point where you think nothing you're going to do is going to make a difference. And that includes voting.
And that's
And
the problem.
that includes being a part of a group that's going to get up and do something. And let me say it, because people are telling me like, oh, Maggie, like friends of mine, like people who've known me forever are like, oh, you're out there and everybody gets to know you and people are knowing you and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you become outspoken. And I'm like, no, I kind of have always gotten myself into trouble in all my jobs because I'm always the idiot who keeps talking. I've never been the one who finally learns, okay, I'm going to get yelled at again. It's not going to make a difference. Like my husband, and I've said this before when we were on the show before, but yeah, because you kiss his butt. That's why.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh, yes, he does.
Have you seen him on my page? He goes on my page and says, oh, this page is a wonky page and it's a crybaby page and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but he still takes you out.
I love Buck White and his family.
What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. So we used to work with this god-awful principal. And my husband used to say, I don't understand if you work with so many intelligent women, because he used to know everybody. We used to get together a lot with that campus. And he'd tell me, you have so many intelligent women on that campus. If you guys got together, you could put this guy in his place. And I tell him, but you don't understand. He's going to screw everybody over underhandedly. And there's going to be retaliation, and everyone is afraid of getting in trouble, except I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. So that's why I keep getting myself. And I could have gotten fired easy.
No, you couldn't.
Because I was insubordinate. I spoke up. I all sorts of stuff.
But let me go back into the stupid thing, because I think Joel, it's because of duration. Guys, you all teach history. And history tells us, guys, that the individuals, the Martin Luther Kings, the individuals that we look up to out there, they got arrested, Maggie. They got beat. And many of the individuals out there that were out there fighting for what was right, took a bunch of hits. Guys, the only reason I took hits, guys, and Kati took hits was because we stood up to do the right thing, no matter what.
Dude, I was at my husband.
Yeah, let you finish. Let me finish. So I don't care. Teachers have, again, and you agreed to this. Teachers have the power, to sway every single election here locally. They don't.
They don't.
You think that's right? You think that's smart?
It
isn't.
It's not maybe a smart move, but don't call them stupid in general.
Well, then don't be stupid. It's like las buchonas. I went out there and I said, las buchonas at St. Joe. And then, I'm getting these messages from people like, oh, that's what you called las buchonas. I said, are you a buchona?
What's a buchona?
Buchona is one that pump up their lips and their nalgas and their boobies with silicone. And I said, are you a buchona? They said, no. Then why do you take offense? So to all the people out there, all the teachers out there, are you stupid? Are you voting for the wrong people? No.
It's not.
Then why are you offended by it? Because if it's not true, why is Maggie? It's like if I called you, oh, Maggie, you're black. And you go like, I'm not black. I'm dark brown, not black.
Why'd you go there? Why didn't you say you're dumb, even though you got your doctorate?
Well, I came out. The first thing that I looked at your face and I thought, like, she's got kind of suntanned a little bit. But you're not. So why are you going to get offended? You're not. So you guys, to all the staff out there, all the teachers, if you're not stupid, if you are aware, if you make informed decisions, then you're not stupid. We're calling the other idiots stupid because they're out there, they're voting for the same crap. Because someone's voting for them, Maggie. Because when I ran against Daniela, she got like 5,000, 4,000 more votes than I did.
When I saw the recount, I wouldn't, if I had not seen all those votes with Denise's name, checked off, I would not have believed it. I would have believed the recount was still wrong.
And it's crazy, man.
Guys, I don't know who was out there checking off Denise's name. Like,
But it's crazy, Maggie. Why would you vote for individual? And look, and I said this, and I said this. If Sylvia Atkinson would have run, she would have gotten elected.
I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to see that, and I can't figure out how they're doing it. Well, let me just say, other than the people who care are not taking the time enough to vote and to take people with them to vote. And let me just tell you, I'm also taking hits. I was at my husband's graduation in Indiana, and we had our neighbors calling us asking why the cops were coming to our house repeatedly. Dude, when I got my second cease and desist,
Maggie,
it's not as bad as your hits. It's not as bad as.
But no,
let Kathy talk. Wait, let Kathy talk.
Kathy.
I believe that the people are so sick and tired that it's just the voting apathy. Yeah. And they've given up. One, they've given up. Two, they just don't realize that they're only hindering themselves. And I'm going to tell and share this perfect example. We have an organization called Tree Pack. The realtors do. Tree Pack represents us in the state of Texas. So we were all so tired of the abuse of the tax rate going up and the assessed value of the homes the way they are right now, right? Which means that people would be paying higher taxes. So we started to talk to all these people up in Austin. Hey, you got to contact all these people out there because we're taking the blows. We're taking the hits as realtors. We're losing buyers. As sellers are just so sick and tired of paying all this outrageous taxes. So what do? They have all the support from all these realtors throughout the state of Texas. And we pushed hard and we donated, contributed to our organization. So when it comes to the state level, we have that voice, right? Mm-hmm. So if we don't contribute and we don't put our foot down and start speaking our mind, guess what's going to happen up in Austin? Nothing's going to happen because we're not the voice and we're not standing up for what we truly believe in and what we need to make different, change. We need to make a difference. So locally here, I don't think that the people realize that when you don't give or when you don't care or you don't give a damn about who gets elected, because I think that's the mindset right now. I don't care. I don't need to vote, or why vote? They're all the same. No, do not compare me. Do not compare me to a Jessica Gonzalez. Do not compare me to a Denise. Do not compare me to Eddie, to Eddie. Do not compare me, because I know that when I represented my community, I did it with the best of my ability, and I stood firm for what I believed in to defend every citizen, regardless who they were, whether they were from South Side, East Side, North Side, West. I believe that I took an oath, and it was my job and my duty to defend and to protect. So unfortunately, some of these people have gotten elected. Oh, and let me tell you, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but they put this really pretty face that they don't even break a plate, that they're this righteous people. And they brainwash the people. With me, what you see is what you get. This is who I am. I'm not going to change. You know me today and tomorrow, Scotty, all the time. Am I vocal? Always. I will be vocal now, today, tomorrow, until the day I get buried.
And see, that's part of the problem. A lot of people, they want well, if you're running for office, you got to be like, oh, everything's sweet, everything's right. What has Daniela done for us? Honestly.
I had such high hopes for her. At the beginning when she first got in, because she was asking a lot of questions. So I I was naive. I didn't realize
and that's fine. That's I mean, when we lost that race, I said, hey, let's give them all an opportunity. I mean, after the first couple of meetings, I knew we were going nowhere with these individuals. They have no clue, just because, again, the most stupid individual I've ever met in my life. Jessica Gonzalez is Ben. I mean, if there's someone that they invented the pen other word for, it was for her. That is the stupidest individual. They treat her like garbage. They treat her like trash, and then she goes and kisses their butt, in the same place where they poop. And that's what's really, really unfortunate. Because at the end of the day, we're hurting the community. And something that Kathy mentioned right now is so very true. We don't understand the impact of the local race elections because we are so naive and so like nonchalant. And I'll take a chicken plate or I'll take an enchilada plate and I'll give them my vote. I don't care. At the end of the day, we're losing voice up in Austin, up in Washington, because the people stopped listening to our station. I heard it from politicians up in Austin, Maggie. They said, Erasmo, y'all don't vote. We don't care.
Hang on, because I'm gonna go get the dog real quick because it's just bothering me. But go on.
You know this. They go up in Austin. They go, you don't go. You don't care, and the consequences, are dire, and it's really unfortunate because we lose out on so much. And this
finances, monies. If they don't see, and this is the way it works, and I don't think people really realize this. If they don't see good numbers turning out during voting election, we get shortchanged with the monies that need to come down to our county
in every aspect,
in every area that you can think of. Okay, so unfortunately, we have too many people that just don't care enough to say, you know what? I don't even need to be reminded to go out and vote. I am going to go ahead and look at the candidates, or I'm going to pick up the phone. I am going to speak to each candidate, and I'm going to learn I'm going to realize who's who, and I am going to understand who is really going to make a difference. And that's what's happening. People don't get it. And it's so unfortunate because a lot of money is spent on these campaigns.
Thank you.
A lot of people spend a lot of money, time, and effort. And then what happens? Then we're dealing with these people that even my husband was surprised to even read that they were going to have graduations at 7:30 in the morning.
Makes no sense.
A retired teacher was shocked. He said, this is what my husband said. Who were the stupid people that had no brain or could not think that 7:30 a.m. was the stupidest idea?
And again, and part of the issue is, and it's true, guys. It doesn't take a rocket science, and this is or a doctorate degree like Maggie's. It doesn't take. You were waiting until I was going to bring that up, right? But
no, I forget.
It doesn't take someone that bright to go out there and say 7:30 in the morning in Brownsville with traffic, with people waking up, and people having to go to work. It doesn't take that much, and this is what really is frustrating. But Maggie, that I've said this for a while. There is such a great disconnect between the elected officials and normal working folk, Maggie. Because what happens is these people, they don't have to work, Maggie, because they're living it up skimming off those contracts and trying to see how else they can make a buck. And this is where I was getting to, guys, in regards to getting individuals out there to vote. Guys, they have the money. Kathy mentioned this. They have the money to spend on all these signs that are expensive as crap. Expensive. They have the money. When we run, Maggie, I'm not asking people for money. I want people to go out there and knock on their neighbors' doors and have those lists ready, because we can't compete with them financially, Maggie. We can't. The only way that we can compete with them is an informed community that's going to come out and vote. And when you have teachers that can, again, control every single local election here, and they don't, it's very stupid.
And by that you mean, and just make sure people understand, by that you mean not just they go out and vote, because that's what I used to think. It's like, I go vote and
make your list.
My thing.
And this is one of the things that I learned from Adela Garza and from Sylvia Garza Perez and all these individuals. They go, get your list ready. And every single individual out there that goes to their events, they tell them, make your list and make sure that all those people go out and vote. And during early voting, go call them, go check the rosters, go check the list. But nobody wants to do anything, Maggie. No one wants to get involved. And that's part of the problem.
The dog. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
And you know, I'm going to tell you that in my house, my sons know right away, these are the candidates. These are the candidates I strongly, firmly believe that can do the job. I believe they're individuals that can think on their own. They're not going to be anybody's puppet, because we don't need elected officials to be anybody's puppet. We need the elected officials to serve us, to be able to understand that they need to be providing the service as they wanted so much to get elected. Okay, if you stop and think, how many of them are knocking on the doors, paying people to go knock on your doors because they pay. They pay people to go knock. Very seldom you have candidates that people are doing it voluntarily. Very seldom. And the percentage is very low.
So
yeah, this is what I'm trying
to board meetings.
So what
they never fight for us. It's all about them and putting money into their pockets. We feel defeated.
And I think that's what it is teachers are feeling very defeated.
Well, they need not to. They cannot give up. I mean, goodness gracious, guys. Come on, guys. And again, I'm surprised teachers not aware of history. What happens to, I have not yet begun to fight. Give me liberty or give me death. I mean, what are these phrases that we use in this damn country? Why can't we embed them ourselves? And again, call me crazy. And a lot of people do. Call me nuts. My exes call me that. But guys, I still believe that the power is in the people. Isn't that what the Constitution says? It's in the people. But the problem is they made us believe, and you've seen the memes, Maggie, where you have all these little guppies, and they come together and they're out there swallowing the shark.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We see the memes. We know history. We just don't act on it. So is that smart? That's pretty stupid.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, we just need to turn things around and emphasize, literally emphasize that for them to pay attention to what's going on. We had not long ago the tax protest. Many people, you know that the tax appraisal district had a deadline to reply to all the tax protests. Their deadline, just like we had a deadline on May. Remember that we had a deadline to submit our protest for our property taxes? Okay, we as citizens, the property owners, had a deadline. Well, guess what? The appraisal district had a deadline, and their deadline is August the 15th or so. Okay, so if we complied with our deadline, why didn't they comply with their deadline? Because they were swamped. Because thousands and thousands of people just finally got so fed up and said no more. I went to that appraisal district at least 3-4 times a week with people, helping them out. I was overwhelmed.
I had a friend who showed up at 7:15. That was her appointment. And she called up and said, I think you made a mistake. You put 7:15 p.m. And they're like, nope, that's the time. And she said it wasn't, because I thought it's the way it was too. She said it wasn't one person dealing with all the people. There were like 3 or 4, 5 or 6 different people in the appraisal district listening to different people coming in. And the lines were like this.
Okay.
But that's because it hurt them straight out of their pocket.
Now, all three of us were there at the board meeting on Tuesday. Again, guys, I went to be present in unity to say, guys, we're back. We're going to do this. But Maggie, everyone out there spoke against, even individuals from Best and others spoke against the abuse of power that these individuals, are affecting on another board member, which they've done before. They did it to Kathy, they did it to myself, they did it to Lucy. Again, did anyone out there think that because we all went out there speaking that one of them might change their mind?
No.
Absolutely
They knew.
Not. They knew.
They knew. The majority four. They
had the resolution made.
That they were going to sit there and just pretend. They were going to pretend because that's what they were doing. They were pretending.
They had the resolution. They had the resolution typed out.
If you had a resolution, that means that you were determined, regardless of what the people were going to say. They didn't give a damn. They did not care.
Can you explain that to me? Because I know for a fact, not just I. Other people also have asked, what was the difference? What was it about the reprimand, resolution, and censure? Like, what did they type it up a certain way
No.
and then presented it a certain way?
It's all wrong.
It's just
all wrong. It's
but
done wrong. It's
just-
done wrong.
It was done incorrectly, but it's just a word. Again, this is what's on the agenda. They go back there and they go back and they ultimately decide what they're going to do with that agenda item. So, but let me say this again. They had the resolution already typed out, Maggie.
What do you mean resolution? Explain to me what a resolution is.
The resolution is what dictates that, because this and this and this, because this and this and this, because this and this is, therefore, we have decided that this is this and this, and we're going to censor. It was already typed out.
And that's not something that should have been done ahead of time.
No, because what happens is, this is what Carlos mentioned. But and again, this is because we've been back there. Because you had an open, a walking quorum. You had 4 board members discussing an agenda item before the agenda item was presented to everyone out there in the public.
To all 7 board members.
For the public.
And the reason why wait, hang on. And the reason why that is because the lawyer said something about mailing it out, and Frank, Minerva, and Carlos said we didn't get a copy of it.
No,
is that
because,
what you mean?
no, because they had it typed out. It is a violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act because they have to have everything out in public. So they have to have all this out in public, discussion out in public. They cannot don't you remember, Maggie, and you were on here when I would post up the picture of Minerva Peña, Sylvia Atkinson, Drew Brown, and Priscilla Catipno with Baltasar Salazar at Denny's eating?
Yes.
And I said, it is a violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act. You cannot have a quorum, a majority of the board members out there. Well,
Yes, I understand that too, because Eddie has pointed it out to me that they don't do that.
Well, how did they come up with a resolution?
Should I laugh now or later?
How did they come up with a resolution?
They don't do that, but I'm thinking they don't do that in public anymore.
Well,
But go on. Okay, so then resolution. Keep explaining the resolution part.
a resolution is like an acknowledgement. It's like we're going to make a resolution because the Girl Scouts sold 1,000 boxes of cookie that Maggie didn't pick up.
Mhm.
They make a resolution, a statement. Whereas this individual, it's just a resolution. Like,
Okay, thank you.
Like the ones that they have in the city commission where they recognize someone, they make a resolution.
Okay.
It's
So
coming.
they had already typed it up ahead of time, and they were not supposed to have done that till after the board meeting.
Oh yeah.
It should have been presented, like the agenda items should have been discussed, right? The agenda items presented the day of the board meeting, right? Everybody voted for it. Not a single one of them said this is an inappropriate agenda item. None of them said that. Of course, you had the ones that were already in it. Okay? So that agenda item should have been discussed in executive session without the superintendent, without the board attorney, and just the board members in executive session.
Okay.
Okay. Then once the 7 board members are behind closed doors, they come out. Then the superintendent sits with the 7 board members and also the board attorney, which I feel that board attorney needs to go.
Oh
That
yeah.
law firm needs to go.
The young
That's
guy
a
or
downfall.
Salina?
O'Hanlon.
O'Hanlon.
But
O'Hanlon
O'Hanlon
law firm.
Okay, because is the young guy
He's
from
part
O'Hanlon?
of that law firm.
Part
He's
of
part of his law firm. He's probably the one that replaces O'Hanlon while O'Hanlon is somewhere else representing another district.
Okay, quick going to comments because I want to be able to pay attention to this, and then I'm starting to read the comments. Sorry.
So then
on,
once
for a
they
minute.
would have gotten out of executive session, they should have all said motion to
do something.
do a resolution or to not proceed with the agenda item as discussed.
Or this
All
as
in
discussed.
favor?
Or
And
as
that's
discussed in executive session. But my point is, isn't there other stuff more important going on in the district?
Absolutely, but I want Kathy to finish explaining this. Yes, but go.
So then they should have voted on what, if they wanted a resolution or just dismiss that they were not going to take action on the agenda item as a reprimand. And that's it. That's what should have happened. And if it would have been the resolution, okay, for the next board meeting, we're going to have this
It's
resolution.
already typed out.
Okay, so then the decision made that night should not have been gone into further action until the next meeting.
No. Well, no. it should have materialized.
Right.
Because
Right.
I mean, they're in the power. They have the right to say, you know what, we have decided that we're going to write him up, give him a write up, but you don't have the write up already
Ready to
made
go.
Already done.
Okay.
because it was already done deal.
Okay.
Because
That's what I
then
was not understanding.
it becomes a violation of the
Of Opens Meeting Act.
the
The
Opens
Opens
Meeting
Meeting
Act.
So
Because-
somebody had already discussed it.
Because they presented a paper without having presented it beforehand. That's the opens meeting. Is
No,
they should have
because
said
they
this is
had-
the
No, they had a paper already made before ultimately supposedly deciding what they were going to do.
right.
But
Okay.
they already had the paper ready. So
Okay, and that
what-
paper should have been
because you discuss what are we going to do with this agenda item? What are your recommendations? Well, Kathy says, well, you know what? They've apologized. So let's say that we've all apologized and we're all going to work on team building. Okay. So all in favor? So this is my recommendation that we work on team building. All in favor? No. Then someone goes, no, you know what? It
We
didn't
want a
pass.
resolution.
You know what?
wanna
We
write
want
a
we want a
resolution.
resolution, and we want to reprimand formally and censure Carlos Elizondo. All in favor? 4 and 3. That passes. And then you have the resolution written out and made out. How else would they have known that they were going to go that route unless they talked about going that route before the meeting, which is a violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act.
and I thought the reprimand was the exact same thing as the resolution, but now I understand what you mean. Okay. One is
Different
one thing
things.
and then there's another thing. Okay,
There's
got
two
it.
different items, different things.
It's all in there together. Ultimately, it's the same thing. Ultimately, because it's what happened. I mean, it's what happened. Which again, I don't know, because it really trips me out because some people out there actually thought, and this is where I think sometimes I lose Susan a little bit, because sometimes I think there's people out there that actually believe that these people care.
They
That we're out
don't
there,
care, guys.
that we're out there
They don't
screaming
care.
our asses off, and they don't care. They don't, because if they would have cared, maybe one of them would have gone, oh crap, I and going, well, maybe we should vote this way. There's people out there.
They have no respect.
None.
They have no respect
They don't
for the
care.
community.
No.
They have no respect for the people that elected certain candidates or candidates against. This is personal. It's just it's
Self-involved.
such a disgrace that we have mediocre leaders. Bottom line, that they don't care.
University of Houston, Peppermint Patty. That I keep thinking about these majority four. They're literally sin vergüenza.
Oh
They
God,
have
yes.
no shame in
No.
how self-motivated, involved, how they're only thinking about themselves. And it's so obvious out there. Like once you start paying, you guys, those of you who do not sit in at the meetings, the thing is, when you go to the meetings, you can see how they're reacting to the people talking. They are so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Blatantly. Blatant.
Yes, it is
Blatant.
obvious that they could not give a shit
They don't care.
about how we feel about this.
No.
In Spanish, les vale madre.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that is what really, again, and it surprises people
Mhm.
because sometimes some individuals, they'll go in there and go like, oh no, we got the numbers, it's gonna happen, we're going to make it. I'm going like, guys, and this is one of the things that, and again, Maggie, you know this for a fact. One of these things that I will tell Marisa, calm down, because you're giving people all these hopes like, we've got them now, we're gonna get them. Remember, Maggie? You remember?
Well, I'm one of the hopefuls.
Yeah, we've got it out, and everyone out there. What happens, Maggie? Everyone out there goes like, "Oh, yes,
Mhm.
yes," and then all of a sudden, and they go like, oh.
Mhm.
And that doesn't help, Maggie.
And let me tell you how I know this. I get so many messages about when is Renee leaving. Like, I find out the minute you find out. It's not like I'm privy to some of this information. Some information I get because people send it to me. But that one, I don't know. And I've got so many messages like, well, did you find out yet? And there's so much hope that he's like walking out the door 2 days ago. And I'm thinking like, guys, we're all excited that one day. Everybody was excited.
Let me
And
say,
then it's 2 days later and nothing.
and let me say, I know Pepper and Patty wasn't here this morning. I'm glad that Carlos went out there, and Carlos is going to report this to TEA, going to report it to the bar. I'm sure Kathy will confirm. Nothing's going to happen.
I'm starting to see that too.
Nothing.
On
Because
the contrary, guess what's going to happen? They're gonna pay a lot of money for a candidate to run against Carlos, just like they did with me.
and nothing's
They
going to happen.
did all those mail outs. I have some of the mail outs where there was a little boy crying that because Kathy took taxpayers' dollars away from the children. It was a lie.
Yeah, and nothing
It
is
was a
going to
lie.
happen because I've personally, Maggie, walked this pretty self into the TEA office. They do nothing. I filed complaints against Baltasar Salazar to the Texas to the bar. Nothing happened. So
I won my complaint against the Texas Ethics Commission because him, Baltasar Salazar, and his sister, Liz Vera, who's a realtor, was a former educator. They used a vacant lot, and I tracked it down to the T. I went all the way from Brownsville to Houston, from Houston to Dallas to track the so-called president of the 503, whatever they had, that was supposed to be the one that for non-for-profit that had that they could be putting out those mail outs.
nothing.
Well, they charged Baltasar Salazar. They fined him, but that was it.
Nothing.
A slap in your hand.
Happen
And that
hand.
was it.
Nothing's
But
going to happen.
that is the reason why people need to start waking up.
100%.
Because those of us that like to speak up, they want to keep us shut.
Mhm.
Just like they don't want for you guys to know what's really going on.
And God, for God's sake, guys, stop being puss out there, guys. Stop. Oh, Erasmo hurt my feelings. Oh, Erasmo, he called us stupid. Oh, Erasmo calls people.
How about you change your message? How about you say?
No,
how about you
I'm not going to
that
change.
message?
And Kathy's not going to change. She's still going to use the mother thing. And you're going to
Yeah,
say,
but she's not insulting people.
well, that's not a pretty thing. But again, that's
Well,
who
I'll
he
say
is.
it. Kathy, if you don't want Kathy to say it, I'll say it. Les vale madre.
I don't-
The board members don't care.
I'm using that as an example.
No, they don't.
I'm
And
not
The
going
board
to-
members
I'm not
don't
going to
care. They
change.
don't give a damn.
What you
They
see,
don't-
what you see is what you get.
did
and
you
that's why-
see?
What-
Did you
what?
see the gall of Jessica to put? I'm gonna go get some pan. Ahorita vengo voy por pan. Did you see it?
Like laughing.
Yes.
Burlándose.
Yes.
You know, it was
In
like
your face.
for her. Mhm.
Mhm.
Now, for
In
her
your
to be
face.
the position, to have the position she has, to behave and to act that way, you know what? Shame on her. Worthless individual. She should not be the one in command of that group because she does not have the knowledge or
She's
the
an
respect
imbecile.
to the community
She's
for the
stupid.
community.
I've never met a more stupid person here in Brownsville than Jessica Gonzalez, an imbecile. And then we've got individuals like Roman Perez out there who's dead set on defending the crap out of her. She's
No,
defending.
let me tell you, I'm going to share this with the public and I'm going to share with you guys. We were sitting there and she walks in, and this is true.
Oh, yeah, I
This
was
is
there.
true. She walks in, she turns around like real sassy, right? Good evening. And we didn't respond to her.
Thank you for
And
being
she
here.
says, well, thank you. I turned around and I told Lucy, what the hell or who in the hell does she think she is? This is not going to stay that way. I got up. I interrupted the conversation she had with Marisa Lian. And I said, excuse me, Marisa, I got to tell this lady something. And I told her, excuse me. I am going to tell you this, and I want you to learn what I'm going to tell you and keep it in mind. When people do not say hello to you or do not greet you, example like me, I want you to know I am not a hypocrite. I am not going to greet you and I'm not going to respond to you because I don't care about responding back to your good evening. I said, let me tell you one thing. I'm very disappointed. And you know what? Just know that if I don't say hello to you, try not to get your feelings hurt. The reason why I didn't respond is because I am not a hypocrite. Well, you have a good evening. I said, you know what? I always have a good evening. Thank you. And I walked away. Marisa said she was shaking when I was talking to her. Shaking. And I saw her lips shaking. But you know what? The bottom line is that we have people that don't even know what they're doing. And these people get elected by people that probably get bought with a
And look,
enchilada plate.
part of the thing is that I mean, Donaire Gutierrez is you could talk bad about him all you want. He's playing an excellent game. I mean, he's got those 4 by the balls, all 4 of them. He's got all 4.
Edinburgh wanted to get rid of him so bad.
But
Like,
he controls
bad.
he controls these chicks, all of them, all 4 of them.
All 4 of them. Who started saying that? All 4 women. Truth be told,
They control them, all 4 of them. And again,
I don't understand how. What is it?
Well, I think part of it has to deal with what he has on them. It's got to be. I mean, what else could it be? And look at pasa, Maggie, because I know Frankie's out there investigating or talking about the affair and stuff and everything like that. I mean, all this stuff happens under his supervision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got 2 deputies, or 1 deputy now, and I don't know, 5 AAs. So what? No one else knew that this was going on at Food Services? No one else knew? And again, of course they knew. Do you think that they were going to do anything in regards to reprimanding the board member that is alleged to go out there at a fair with this flower? I mean, where's the reprimand? Something. You've got to stay away from food nutritional services, which the board member wouldn't do, supposedly, according to what Frankie was saying. So why? So no le voy a decir nada, because at the end of the day, I got him in my damn pocket.
The unfortunate thing is he's encouraging and enabling those 5 under him. Well, I won't say all 5 because I still have hopes for some of them, but easily 3 or 4 to go around and treat other people like shit too. The way he treats people and gets away with it, he's got others going around bullying people.
Well, it's the the watered down effect. It's what you receive at the top that you're going to start to get and drizzle down to everybody else down here. If you shit at the top, you're going to get salpicado. It's just a part of the whole thing. But again, guys, it is the board that ultimately decides the fate of the superintendent. So at the end of the day, while he has his 4, because that's all he has to do. While he has his 4, you think he's worried? He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a rat's ass.
I went to a conference, and the speaker said, for all of you board members that are here, just remember, if you have 7 board members and your superintendent, the only thing he knows how to count is 4, that's all he needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
The rest doesn't matter.
The rest of the numbers aren't important.
It doesn't matter. His finances is not going to be important. The morale in the campuses is not going to be important.
Nothing.
Whatever happens in the community regarding education is not important. All he wants to know is that his 4 will continue to pay him the paycheck he wants, and that's it.
Don't matter.
No, but doesn't matter. And when the speaker said that in that conference, everybody was like nodding their heads like it's true, because a lot of districts go through this. Instead of being a strong team, that they have the same level of expectation in every aspect of every department and every division. And right now we have chaos because we have a worthless superintendent with a worthless team of board members that really don't care.
They don't care. So they all got something. I mean, it's like Denise has never gone farther than a secretary. Now she's the director of one of these companies that receives contracts from the same board that she sits on. I mean, how did that happen? Daniela now is the marketing director for the Midi Cultural Foundation. I mean, make banking check. How the hell does that happen? Did they get them because of their smarts? Did they get them because of their community involvement? Or did they get them just because the superintendent and other individuals want to keep them in their pocket? It's a game, guys. And if you don't realize, you don't respect the game, then we're never going to win. We're never going to move forward.
But this is what people need to know. These board members are living off of your taxpayers' dollars and getting ahead of the game because we, the citizens, have not put our foot down and said enough is enough.
Hasta aquí.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I decided to run for office, the only reason I decided to become involved is que yo estaba hasta aquí. And you start to become aware and you start to do the research and you start to find out what's going on. problema es de que we have a lot of lazy people here in the city of Brownsville. They won't get off their ass. They won't step away from the computer to actually go to meetings, to actually do a little bit of research, to find out what the hell is really going on in this community. We're screwed. And part of the problem is, by not doing it, we're not only screwing ourselves, we're screwing our children, because our children have a lackluster education because the good teachers are hasta la mais. Morale is down. That's what they said at the meeting. Morale is down. We're tired. We're resigning. We're cutting. We're willing to take less retirement because ya estamos hasta acá. So what happens?
Absolutely.
The quality of the educator starts to
is going down.
And
we need tenured teachers. We need tenured, experienced teachers.
Don't have them.
And it's so sad, because unfortunately the system is struggling, and it's going to suffer because of people that we have sitting there that do not deserve to be there, from the superintendent to some of those board members.
And here's my thing is, these kids we're educating right now, those are the ones who are going to take care of me in 20 years.
And that's scary.
Those are the cops that are going to be taking care of the streets while I'm 80 something, 70 something. Those are the nurses and the teachers, the future teachers and the future counselors and the future everything in Brownsville when I'm 75, needing to go to the hospital or needing some kind of information. That's where I think a lot of people don't realize is, if you don't put the effort now on these babies, you're screwing yourself over 20 years from
tomorrow,
now.
Maggie,
for the future,
Maggie,
for what we have ahead of us.
And I'll give you a clear example. Look at Brownsville, guys. We are decades behind McAllen, Edinburgh, Harlingen, Westlaco. Decades.
Look at the streets.
Decades.
Look at the
Look
street.
at the flooding, guys. Just today, the flooding. Decades behind.
God forbid a major catastrophic event for the city of Brownsville, because we are doomed.
Decades. But we got bike lanes. We got murals, and we got a downtown.
I still like the downtown.
Decades behind. Every other city here every other city. I mean, my God, San Benito's prospering. God, San Benito's a damn rancho. Boy, still hasn't talked about the scores. Exactamente. And again, the important stuff, les vale mais.
No.
They were more concerned about Carlos Elizondo getting a reprimand or whatever resolution or whatever the hell you want to call it. It doesn't matter.
The budget? Hey, the budget is another story.
I was as amazed as Kathy when we heard. Did you hear $54 million, guys?
Now they keep saying that's because the state hasn't kicked in the budget.
Bull crap. $54
But
million.
let me tell you what people need to know. When you have a strong fund balance, you can still survive for 2-3 months. If you're smart enough and you're not wastefully spending taxpayers' dollars, because you don't have to depend right away 30 days from the state or 40, 50 days from the state.
Now,
now we probably don't even know what the hell. I'm interested in seeing the actual fund balance on every account, federal, state, and local.
But you're talking about other than the balance, the 132 million, which is now down to 117 million, right? You're talking about something other than that. You're talking about the money that's in the account right now.
Take it into account, Maggie. Supposedly we're down 54 million. That's one.
Right.
What happened to our 53 million from our Performing Arts Center?
That went to other things, said Osmo. Quit bringing it up.
Again, what happened to all that other cash that was supposedly earmarked for something that was going to help improve the students? So shouldn't we have a greater amount of money? Instead of 117, shouldn't we have $200 million down there? We should. We don't. Because ultimately, they keep on squandering the funds that should go back to the community and building projects where they get cheap labor, cheap contractors, individuals that are not the most qualified. This is why we've got a nurse out there at maintenance, because we don't have the individuals that are qualified, so they can continue to buy rotten fertilizer. They can continue to buy stuff that doesn't really going to last for our community. And this is why veterans is a mess. You go out there and look at the building; it's all cracked and stuff. That's one of our newest schools. Cracked.
Did you see that I showed up to pick up my kid to take her home, and then it was out there?
I didn't see it.
No,
Cracked.
So I show up. Yeah, I show up and I'm like, ooh. I actually then I almost hit my car because he started backing up into me. And so then I get out and I'm thinking, okay, it took me so long because I called a friend of mine. I was like, ooh, Trina's here. Like, am I going to get arrested? Is he going to come and yell at me? Like, what's going to happen? So by the time I got out of my car, I figured he's already inside talking to the principal. Well, no, it was him, the principal, the nurse, and somebody else. I don't know who the fourth guy was. So I love it that they're talking, and Annette is saying this. You're going to have to put a bracket in this corner, and you're going to have to put a bracket in this corner. And they've got their back to me, and I'm thinking, what do you mean? Like, what do you guys need to do brackets about? And then they turn, and I'm like, good morning, and the face. And then later on, I'm find out that there's pieces falling off the building.
The newest, where are new schools?
That entrance, that overhang, there's pieces of the wall falling off the building.
All right, guys.
How can he be making that decision when that is an engineer? If it's a structural problem,
It's a mess.
how could he be? He barely knows how to keep up the finances of our district, nonetheless about architect work or structural work regarding a construction.
Millions down the drain. Millions down the drain. Nothing is ever going to change until we become part of the electoral process. Nothing.
Why are you getting off at 10 o'clock? We've got a good conversation going on, and we've got plenty of comments to go through.
No, we've done all the comments.
Oh, okay, then we can keep talking.
Guys, I gotta go watch a movie.
No. It's on TV. Someone asked, what do you need to be a board member? You need to be a Brownsville resident.
That's it. Vote.
And not be working for the school district at the same time.
Not be working for the district. And people, they need to have some knowledge. Come on, guys.
A little bit.
I thought, honestly, when Jessica won, and I called her and I've said this before, I called her and I said, look, I backed up at Osmo, but
I didn't run against Jessica.
What?
I didn't run against Jessica.
Yeah, you did.
No, he didn't. What's his name? Cowan.
The first time.
Daniela. I ran against Daniela.
Okay. So anyway, I called Jessica and I said, I backed up at Osmo. I wasn't backing you up. But hey, open communication, whatever is best for the school district, I'm here to help. If there's anything I can help you. And she's like, oh, yes, the same thing too. And I'm thinking she's a parent, so she's got that point of view. She's a parent, she always says, parent of special needs kids. She's got that point of view. Okay, so good. She can bring us those point of views and help us out. She has not realized that she is in over her head. And I'm not even going to say it the way Adelsmo says it. I just always say it. She is in over her head, and she needs to realize it that she's not cluing in.
She doesn't cut it. She doesn't cut it, mija. I think that individuals that run for a position need to have at least some knowledge. Some knowledge. Do you know about state funding? Do you know about federal funding? Do you know about local funding? Do you know? I mean, come on, guys. If we continue to elect just because I'm a parent in the district, but I don't know what I'm going to do, when I'm going to be facing. No, tampoco. Let's have some knowledge. What experience? What do you bring? What changes do you like? What have you seen? What don't you like as a taxpayer, as a parent, as a former employee? I was an employee for the district. I sacrificed my position and I had to step down and I have to leave my job. But I knew about the district. I was a parent as well. I was a taxpayer as well. A wife of an educator, a family member of 22 educators within the family. 22 from Los Fresnos to Brownsville.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm out.
Why are you leaving? Where are you going?
Go watch a movie.
At the movie theater or at home?
At the movie theater. I'm going to watch The Exorcist. Y'all can stay if you want. I'm out.
You're going to watch what?
The Exorcist.
The first one?
The second one. The second one's already out.
I don't know.
Hey, but Maggie, once a week.
I'll do once a week. Look, he's desperate because I offered once a week a long time ago, and he was like, no.
Let's do once a week on Thursdays. The Thursday's good? Or do you want to do it Tuesdays after the meeting?
Us three,
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yeah. I'm back if Gothi's back. Hey, but not
Thursdays.
Roman on
No,
the same
no,
night.
no. So Thursday or Tuesday?
I don't know.
Or decide, damn it. Make a damn decision.
What works for you, Kati?
I think Tuesday's good because it's right after the meeting.
Oh yeah,
And we can
but
touch base.
no, but the meetings run late sometimes.
Let's
but-
do Thursday. So like that gives a time on Wednesday to follow up and see, and then we can discuss and touch
Thursday's nights.
topics.
We're doing a three-way.
Excellent.
Guys, have a great evening. Guys, thanks for being on here. Maggie, we missed you. Guys, have a great evening.
Your love, Maggie.
Guys,
Bye, Osmo.
bye. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.